Hi, I'm Alana. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're doing a get ready with me for church. So, the first thing that I want to recommend to you today is a book called Ritual by Chloe Elizabeth Wilson. So, this book is one of those fictional books about a skincare company that turns out to be a cult. And so there are a few of these types of books around at the moment, like Youth Juice by E.K. Satu. That was another one about a skincare brand that turns out to be a cult that I really enjoyed. There was also another one called Glow by, I can't remember who that's by. It's on my Instagram profile, Glow. There's a book called Glow by someone else. And so I love books like these. Like, they are literally my version of junk food. And like, I knew that I would read it in one day, and I did. I read it in one day, and it was so good. So it's about this girl who gets the opportunity to work at a really successful skincare company. And in all of these books, the girl who runs the skincare company is all like aspirational and beautiful, and everyone's obsessed with her because she's kind of like mysterious and really, you know, magnetic and charming. And then, as it turns out, the skincare company turns out to be a cult. And so in this book, Ritual, the girls who work at the skincare company, they like have these Friday night drinks. And at the Friday night drinks, first on Wednesdays, I think, on Wednesdays they do this clearing. It's called a clearing, and it's like a ritual where you confess something that you want to like get off your chest. Like, well, I had this rude interaction with someone today and I really want to confess that. Or, you know, there's this guy who he hurt me in this way, and so I want to confess that. So they do this thing called the clearing on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays they do Friday night drinks. And at Friday night drinks, they actually all, like, one person features for Friday night drinks, and then they get that person's, like, ex-boyfriend or a man who that person has been with who hurt her, and then they all, like, bring him in, and then they all torture him. So that's what they do every Friday night at the Friday night drinks. And, yeah, it's also got some sexual scenes, and it's a really, really good book. I read it in one day. Ritual by Chloe Elizabeth Wilson. So I really enjoyed that book. So what else do we have to talk about today? Oh, I watched an interview recently. You may have seen there is a new interview out with Bonnie Blue and Andrew Tate. So, I'm not sure if you've seen this one yet, but I watched it. It goes for 2.5 hours. It's Andrew Tate interviewing Bonnie Blue. And, yeah, I watched the whole thing. So, that was interesting. They talked about their different views on men and women and on feminism, and, Andrew Tate asked Bonnie Blue. So if you don't know this, Andrew Tate is a problematic figure from Romania. He has a podcast. I'm not sure if he does anything else. Well, he has been he's been accused of trafficking women. So that's one of the things he allegedly may or may not do. It's human trafficking. But I'm not sure what else he does in terms of like work or hobbies. But he has a podcast with his brother where they basically talk about like girls and money and cars, and he sounds poor to me. Like, just especially listening in that recent interview with Bonnie Blue, he sounds poor. Like, no one with money talks about Lambos and Birkins that much. I don't think that's how people who have money talk. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does have hundreds of millions. He actually said that in the interview too. He said, I have hundreds of millions of dollars. Which is hard for me to believe because it's unclear what, if anything, he actually does. still remains unclear, other than human trafficking, allegedly, as I mentioned earlier. That's why I find it hard to believe that he actually has any real money, as it remains unclear any legitimate sources of income that he may... Oh no, he has some kind of course, like some kind of online course where he teaches men to be brutish and aggressive, I guess. I don't know. But I listened to that interview. That was... Well, I mean, I watched the whole thing. So, yeah. Now, he asked her, like, do you think that you are a good role model for women? And she said that they both agreed that she is the ultimate end result of feminism. Bonnie Blue. Did I explain who she is? Sorry. So Bonnie Blue is a girl who has OnlyFans. She's an OnlyFans girl who slept with 1,057 men in one day, I think, to like beat a record. And so she's a self-proclaimed prostitute, internet prostitute. And so that's what she does. She sleeps with men for money. And she talked about how, in the interview, she talked about how, like, it's actually not her fault that she's sleeping with married men, because if you're not having sex with your husband, then of course he's going to go and have sex with Bonnie Blue. So they discussed the pros and cons of prostitutes. Andrew Tate chimed in that prostitutes are, you know, you can trust them a lot more than regular girls. He thinks that you can trust prostitutes more than regular girls, because he said, if I'm on my yacht and I want, you know, a ton of girls around me, then I'm not going to order 20 normal girls, because they would be too demanding. They would be too liable to discuss things with others that happened on my boat, where I'm trying to keep discretion. So he said that whores are great with discretion, and so that's why I would prefer whores on my boat than your normal girl next door. That was his argument, not mine. And then they talked about, like, basically how much they hate women and hate listening to women talk. And Bonnie Blue said that she agreed with Andrew that when women are talking about, you know, their problems or what's going on in their lives, Bonnie Blue said that she just tends to tune out, because what women have to say is so uninteresting. So she said that when women are talking, she has to just pretend to care. Bonnie Blue sounds like she has a lot of anger and a lot of pain. She actually has been married in the past. She is still in the process of going through a divorce. So maybe that's one of the reasons why she has become so embittered towards women. Yeah, because she doesn't hate men, she hates women. And I think they both sound like they hate women to me. Andrew Tate and Bonnie Blue. But yeah, so it was a very interesting interview, if nothing else. And yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, Bonnie Blue and Andrew Tate. And what else is there? Oh yeah, I also listened to a really interesting interview last night with a man who was he's a historian of alternative history, whatever that is, but he's also a Christian. So I thought, all right, I'll hear him out. And he was talking about people in the Amazon rainforest. He was talking about these like aliens or like alien-like creatures who came and kidnapped this girl, this 15-year-old girl. There's this tribe in the Amazon rainforest, and they're called, I think, face peelers or skin peelers, because they peel people's faces off. And they kidnapped this 15-year-old girl, and like everyone in the village saw it because she screamed, and then everyone like came running. And so there were these two beings that came, and they hovered on these like boards, and everyone in the village told the same story to this historian. And so they're called face peelers because they like put this cream on your face, and then they put this cream on the girl's face, and then she was like able to scream for help. And so everyone else I'm not telling the story very well, I'm sorry, but listen to the podcast. His name is Timothy Alberina, and it's on the Sean Ryan show. So just listen to it yourself. It's very, very interesting hearing about encounters with alien-like beings in the Amazon rainforest. And so, thank you for getting ready with me for church today. You're beautiful, you're perfect, I love you, God bless you. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.